Alright, cool. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't even need this mic plugged in because I have the headset one. I didn't even think about that. Having a headset with a mic attached makes things a little bit easier. Alright, here we go. Alright, waiting on Goloa, who plays e4. I play e5. My rating's already 1835, that's provisional. Bishop c4. Are they going to try to go for the scholar's mate? Who knows? Okay, well this is a gambit. What? Well, I guess if I take, they take, but... What is this? Well, I guess if I go here, that transposes to 2 knights, which it's not that bad. Of course I could take the pawn, but that's probably dangerous. I guess I'll transpose to 2 knights. Are they going to go for fried liver? Probably. No, they don't. Okay. Now it's just a regular Giuoco piano. I could take the pawn, but I feel like that's risky. But I'm not castled. Okay. I will also go d6. This is all okay, he's trying to trap my bishop. I'm not going to allow that. Nice try, though. He's threatening to go here, and my bishop wouldn't have any squares. Knight c3, not typical for a Giuoco piano. So now I can already go bishop g4, and he has to go here and here if he wants to break the pin. I'm threatening to go here, forcing him to double his pawns and open up his king. He could try to do the same for me, but I haven't even castled yet, so it wouldn't even be a big deal if I did this. And then I could castle queenside, and my pawns are already rolling. Okay, does go h3. Of course we go h5, maintain the pin. The question is, does he go g4? Again, threatening to go here. So that might force him to have to do this. We'll see. Does go for this. Yeah, the problem is I'm not afraid to go g5. Because I haven't castled, but you have. So therefore my threat actually matters. And you can't even go g4 now because your bishop's in the way. Looks good for me. It's good for me. I don't know what rook c1 does. So the question is, do I take with the bishop or the knight? I think probably takes with bishop because I want to keep my knight on the square because my bishop's not really doing much else over here. So I think we'll take with the bishop. Now he's forced to double his pawns in front of his king. Okay. Could already go queen here, threatening to come in. And then we go here, threaten this, and then castle queenside. Also preemptively defending this pawn when I do castle queenside. If it goes here, of course I trade. That's not a problem. Okay. Go here. Also, if he does this and we trade, I can also threaten take this pawn if I feel like it's necessary. It does defend. All right. Let's go ahead and castle. All right. Now we already got some pawns ready to open things up. Hey, Jedu. Okay, got a nice knight over here. Long time. I know it's been a long time. I felt like I should try streaming at some point. I've been thinking about it. And since I need to practice my classical chess, I feel like I might as well stream while I do it. Are you busy? I mean, it's my day off on the weekend, so okay. So I could go ahead and take the pawn. I can take the pawn first, allow him to trade if he wants. I'm not sure if I should trade and then take the pawn or take the pawn immediately. So if I take, he has to take with the queen. I don't know if I want to help him develop his queen. Although I guess if I take, his bishop can take here. That is a little annoying, actually. Okay. Also, I don't even know if I want to take the pawn because that kind of opens up the a file for his rook. So that might not even be a good idea to do anyway. Of course, I can reroute my knight over to f4. Might not be a bad idea. And if he takes, I can open up the g file. That might be a better idea. Or I could reroute this knight to f4. But then again, I could go here, here, here. Or I could start with this. Takes. I don't think I want to take the bishop. Or I could go here and, you know, I do want that. I think I don't want to trade off my knight there. I think I'll go back. So if I take, I kind of help him develop his queen, but right now his knight's kind of in an awkward spot, so I think it's better to keep it there, really. I guess now maybe I am threatening to take this, but I'm still not sure because I don't want his rook to come down. I don't know if I want to even bother taking pawns over there. So I don't know. So I really should focus on attacking the king, really. Definitely want to get a knight to f4. Possible. But then eventually we should go like h4 or h5, h4. Or maybe h5, g4. I don't know. Probably should get a rook on the g file as well to support that. But I wonder if he takes, if I should take with a pawn to open the f file. Okay, he doesn't do that. Okay, so he goes here, defending the pawn. Just fine. don't know if I should go rook g1, rook g8 first. Or not. But which rook? Maybe I could do this rook and then have this rook here, maybe? So I'm not really planning on going all the way here. I might do this rook here, and then this rook maybe here. Okay. Let's move this rook here. Now I want to go knight f4, and if he takes, I take, and then the bishop will be pinned. Okay. So now I'm definitely threatening to go knight f4. Obviously, you don't want to trade off your light square bishop. That's probably like his best piece, really. So, I mean, I'm okay if he trades that off. Excuse me. Thing is, if I go here, if he doesn't take, he goes here, then my queen can get in. So I feel like no matter what, if it goes here, either if he doesn't take, my queen goes here. If he does take, this is check, over to the g file, and yeah, that's a bad time, really. Because this king is completely locked in. And then, you know, I could eventually go get in there somehow. I could double up rooks or somehow find a way to get my queen in. Okay, attacks my bishop, makes a lot of sense. They would just go bishop a7. Don't want to allow him to just take a bishop for no reason. Yeah, I'll just go bishop a7, tuck it away. That's why we played a6 in the first place. Still threatening to go here. Okay, he does go here, but I think my attack should come sooner. I think we should definitely go for this. If he takes, then I take, his bishop's pinned, then I win the bishop. Okay. Now we open up the G file. This king's getting very uncomfortable over there. Now the question is, how do I get in? Of course, he can always go rook g1. You could probably go here. If rook g1, we go here. Maintain control of the g file. Or we can go here and then here maybe. He's going to have a hard time defending that pawn. Actually, that might be better. We go here, rook g1, rook h5, double attacking the pawn. He can't even go here because the pawn is holding it. So I don't see a way to defend it. Everything and my pieces get in. Yeah, that's got to be it. Of course, he could try to go knight g1. That kind of holds the pawn, I guess. But kind of feels like that's not an obvious move to do right now. Although if knight g1, then I can change my plan to double up rooks and I don't know. This can't be good for him. He does go knight g1. Okay. I guess no reason not to double up rooks here. Alright, let's double up. This looks very scary for white. He could win a pawn. For sure. Though I really don't want to do this because that locks in the bishop. But or I could ignore and go for my attack maybe. Or I could go here, here, takes, and then here. He's in. Okay, hold on. Here, only move. I could take the knight. Okay, here, here, take the knight, rook takes, queen here. Is that mate? That might be checkmate. Okay, so here, here, takes, takes, queen takes. And that's checkmate. Okay. Okay, so let me double check. So here, I mean, he could go back with the king, but then I made him. So if I take, he can't take with the king, so he has to take with a rook, and then queen takes his mate. Yeah, this is mate. There we go. Whew, okay. Okay. That was pretty good. So glad I didn't like do the stupid like this or this. But I saw that, you know, I got to focus on checkmating the king, of course. Oh man. I'm pretty happy about that one. I actually used my time and I saw my checkmating attack and it worked. Yeah, that's very good. All right, let's start from the beginning. Okay. All right, so this is pretty normal. He did kind of move order me into a two knights defense, which I don't typically ever play. So maybe I don't know if I should start with knight f6 here, if I don't want to go into a two knights. The bishop or the knight f6 is definitely the most often played move, but other people do play knight c6 as well. Not really sure what my move order should be in the bishop's opening. Now the top move is certainly to take the pawn, although I was certainly concerned about I mean, if they take here, that can't be good, no? D5. I mean, I don't think anyone would take, but... Right, so this is like a Petrov, but they did bishop c4. If they castle... I mean, no one really plays this, but obviously you can start with d5, but I'd be a little worried about stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, maybe you could get away with taking the pawn, but I don't know. Now we transpose to a 2 knights defense. He could have gone knight g5 and attempt the fried liver. Not quite sure. I mean, I could try Traxler, though I don't know Traxler theory, so I would have to go into this whole thing. And then go here. They'd go here, 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 and then, I don't know, something. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know my 2 knights defense very much. But I do get a lot of tempo moves on the knight, though. And then you gotta take en passant, knight takes, and we get this position. Don't even castle, though. Though you could. And queen c7. I don't know. But anyway, that's not what was played. He just castled. So here I could have taken the pawn as well, but again, I was worried about him putting a rook on e1. I would have been worried about this, but apparently it doesn't work because obviously d5. Knight's already holding this pawn too, so I guess that would be okay. But I just went with the, I think, objectively better move is just developing the bishop. I don't think I want to take the pawn if I'm not castled, or unless I go like d6 to defend the pawn with another pawn. d3, d6, of course. Goes a4. So the threat is if I do nothing, like say just castle, then I lose. Actually, well, I guess he can't go b4 right away anyway. I don't know why I thought he could. Because I guess normally like I expect a pawn to be on c3 and then they can do this and this, but they don't even have c3 in yet, so they can't even do that. So I guess a6 wasn't really necessary, but I guess it's future-proofing it, just in case. Okay. Really? No one plays bishop g4 here? What's wrong with bishop g4? People just castle, but I feel like this definitely is a better try for an advantage. Computer doesn't seem very amused. Bishop h5 is obviously better. Goes here. He does this, but yeah, exactly. I was like, well, I'm not afraid to go g5 like he is, because I'm not castled in that direction. This helps my attack. Then obviously knight d4, and at this point I knew it was definitely better. Oh, I wonder if I should decrease the size of the screen. Probably could do this. Hopefully that makes sense. The computer wants a knight b1. I don't know why. Sure. Really? I mean, I guess I didn't have to take. I mean, it's still winning, of course, but it prefers queen d7. It wants to proactively. Okay. It wants this first, so that when I take and he takes, my queen gets in immediately. Okay. Interesting. So it's just a preparatory, like, all right, now it's getting even worse for you, because now, okay, yeah, I see that. But if I take immediately, my queen's not already here to take the pawn. If I go here, I mean, yeah, he has to go king h2, of course. Yeah, he has to go king h2 to preemptively defend this. And then it doesn't even take on f3. It's, again, the knight's not going anywhere. It's pinned. They can't ever go g4. So computer just long castles here and just says, yeah, I'm better. I can take this whenever I want. Okay, it's interesting. But anyway, so I take immediately and then go queen d7. But I guess okay, so in this case, he gets his king on g2. I don't know if that's really a big difference besides the other line where he has to go h2. Okay. Now I long castle, of course, ready to go attack. Brings his knight there. Okay, so what? Knight takes f3. Okay, I didn't see that. Takes, and if he takes, then the idea is we take here. Attacks my queen. Queen h1 check. I mean, okay. Knight takes. Okay. Well, I guess the point is, yeah, takes. Queen comes in, and king's getting a little toasty over here. Oh, we take the bishop in the end, yeah. Yeah, this is obviously pretty devastating. Okay, I didn't see knight takes f3. With the idea of going after, if king takes, then queen h1 here. Okay. I didn't see that far ahead. I go back here. You know, if he takes me, computer, once pawn takes, it wants to open up the f file, which makes sense. I was kind of thinking I wanted to do that. This queen takes fine still. It's not as accurate, obviously. Okay. c4. I wanted d5. And I feel like I wanted to get the rook on the file of the same file as the king. So I was planning on, opening things up. Yeah, and then of course bishop a7. Don't want to give him the bishop for no reason. And at this point he definitely has to take here, otherwise my knight f4 threat is coming in. He completely ignores my threat. I go knight f4. If he takes the knight, then this is worse because the bishop's pinned and I'm going to win the bishop on the next move. So he takes the bishop first, opening up the g file, which is why I put the rook there in the first place. His king's forced to go on the h file, and then he wants a5, so it doesn't want to allow any shenanigans with this. Okay, fine. The computer wants to limit the counterplay first, but even if I did that, I was worried about like rook g1. It's like, yeah, whatever, just go d5 and allow them to trade if they want to, but okay. I was like, well, my plan was to go here, and kill him, right? So it wants rook g1, but knight g1, wow, it's forced mate. I didn't see it was forced mate yet. I just knew that doubling up rooks makes a lot of sense. I just instinctively figured that. And the best move is to sack the bishop because this is forced mate at this point. Takes the pawn. Of course, if I push or take, then that's kind of dumb. It's still mate in 4, funny enough, because the threat is still like unstoppable. But of course, luckily I saw it immediately. And then important move is to take the knight. And once they took, then I had this, which is checkmate. And if they don't take the knight, then I go rook here, and that's also checkmate. So there we go. All right, nice game. So far I'm 3 for 3, although I only showed 1 on stream so far. Our rating's getting a little high. I'm getting worried. I'm going to come up against an opponent pretty soon that's going to kick my butt because they're actually much higher rated than I am. I'm only playing on a provisional rating right now. All right, 1900. Here we go. E4. All right. I keep going for the delayed Alapin. Which I guess, yeah, knight of 6. I don't have the trick. So I guess I have to go e4. Still theory. The whole plan is to get 2 pawns in the center. Okay. Still theory. Well, okay, he might threaten to go here. Then of course I go there. I could go knight c3. If he takes, that's fine. Okay, let's go knight c3. Okay, he was ready for that. Oh, if I go here, he's got like the Cambridge Springs thing. Probably should go bishop here. He does take. Alright, well, I'll take back. With the pawn, got this nice pawn chain. And then could go bishop d3. Lining up here. That makes sense to me. b5. Okay, I think I should just castle though. I could go a4. If it goes here, then I would have pawn. Let's go a4. Okay, well this does give me a pawn though. Okay, I won a pawn. Not too bad. There's no threats, I don't think. I could even go c4 here if I want to keep the bishop there, but I don't know if I want to do that. I think I should just go back to d3 and then we'll castle. Most likely. Let's go bishop d3. And then we're going to castle the next move. And I'll just keep my 1 pawn advantage. Knight here. Maybe he's going to go here, I'm not sure. Everything's still defended. I think we'll just castle. Goes knight there. Okay, I could take if I want, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. We could certainly go here and offer a queen trade. That's an option. Doesn't really have any entry squares, those are covered anyway. So I'm not really too worried about that knight. Suppose I could go here and then rook b1. Go here, threaten h4, h5. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Wolfish Basilisk? You know, I didn't even think about bishop takes. I didn't even consider that move. Now that I think about it. Did not consider that move. Okay. I should have considered that. Because queen can't go here, it can go here though. Okay. Maybe we can go king h1, rook g1. His knight can come in here though. Go here, rook g1, bishop f1. Okay, I gotta think about this. Though his knight goes here, then I can reroute the bishop here to defend if needed. Of course, I could take the knight off and not have to worry about it. Might not be such a bad idea, actually, because that's his only, like, real attacker right now. So maybe I should snap that knight off. But if I do, he opens the f-file. But should I be too concerned? My queen can come here, cover everything. Yeah, alright, let's get the knight off. That thing is a dangerous attacker. I should get rid of it. Alright, so now I'm thinking here, here. My queen needs to come in to help with defense. Alright, let's get the queen up here. That comes in. Could even go like here, but that doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. Probably do want to bust things open. If he takes, I take, and it's a little better, I guess. Could still go queen g4 and then go h4, h5. Maybe just start with king h1. Alright, let's start with queen g4. Although I guess maybe I should be worried about stuff like, well, I can't. The bishop's covering that anyway. So I don't have to worry about that too much. Of course, I could go here, attack the queen. He does go there, so I can't go there anymore, but not a big deal, I think. If it goes here, it goes here. That does attack the pawn twice. I guess here, 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 here. Not be such a bad idea. Okay, let's just go king h1. Not sure what the knight's doing. Maybe it's coming in here. Yeah, this is tricky. you want. Yeah, attacks the bishop, but I could go here, covering all the knight's forward moving squares. Queen comes and attack the pawn. Could go here. Takes, I could take here. I don't know if that really does anything. It does open up some lines. Bishop's defended. Or I could go here. If takes, that I can check and take. Might not be such a bad idea. Well, actually, if I go here, I could take this one. I still have this idea. Yeah, I'll take the base of the pawn chain. Alright, let's be more active and go queen h4. Here, here, here. Alright, so this is tactically defended by queen here, so... Of course I'm not threatening it right now because the queen's covering that at the moment, but if they decide to take this pawn, then... Which they do, okay. Here. Interesting. Then we take here, threatening this pawn. Also, okay. Have to go here. Okay, I didn't see this move, but it recovers, so we're okay. We're okay threatening this and taking the knight. I guess he could force a repetition if he goes here. I would have to block. This is getting scary. He could force a draw. Could force a draw. Yeah, he's going to force a draw. I don't have a choice. He's going to force a draw, I think. Yeah, just a draw. Okay. Not too bad. I still get 4 points for that. That's kind of funny. I wonder if I had an advantage there. Let's see. GG. Okay, so it doesn't even want d4, although that's the most commonly played move. It wants bishop c4 first. Okay, yeah, because I guess I never knew what to do against this. But okay, bishop c4 first is better, because although d4 is not too bad either, but okay, it makes sense. We're developing, we still have d4 whatever we want. And then after they go d6, then we still go d4 anyway. Guess this might be a slightly better version than what happened. Knight c3 was correct. Queen c2, okay. Of course I want to take with a pawn. Yeah, this is much better for me because I got this nice pawn chain. This is what I wanted. And they gave me the bishop pair, so obviously I figured this was better for me. Bishop d3 makes sense. Good developing move. b5. Oh, bishop h7. Oh no, I had a Greek gift. I didn't even think about that. Yo, raccoon dog. Thanks for good luck. I missed this. I had the Greek gift sacrifice. Like, what am I doing? I haven't played a Greek gift in a long time. I should have saw this. I totally missed that. Everything was lined up for the Greek gift sacrifice. Greek gift is when bishop takes h7, king takes, and then you give this check with the knight. King goes back, queen goes here, and their best move is to sack the queen because otherwise their king gets checkmated. They can't do this because this is still checkmate. They move the rook away. You take this first. This is still forced checkmate. Right, so Greek gift is basically just this move of bishop takes h7. If they take, you check with the knight, defend by the bishop. King has to go back. Queen comes in. You're threatening checkmate. So, and the best thing they can really do is sack their pieces, really. You know, they have to do something like this, and they're still getting checkmated. Yeah. So it's a common technique when you have your bishop lined up here. There's a pawn on h7. Very important, there's no knight on f6. So like if you have like your pawn here, so there's no knight here. Got your knight ready to go here, queen to go here, yeah. Greek gift is a common tactical trick to sacrifice your bishop to get a checkmating attack against your opponent's king. When you have a bishop lined up, like everything's lined up to go kill the king over there. I should have saw that. The Greek gift was not even on my mind. Like I haven't thought about it in a while, but now that I see like, oh yeah, everything's lined up for that. I should have seen that possibility. The funny thing is I still have it here, but I end up just taking a pawn, which obviously is not as good as, you know, winning the king. You know, whatever. So I missed that. But still better because I'm up a pawn, bring the bishop back. And technically, well, I guess I'm not threatening it anymore. But castles, of course. So my position's just better. I'm up a pawn. Got a nice control of the center. Queen e2. Okay, did not like queen c2. Because of, yeah, I didn't see this. This was my big mistake. I didn't consider the possibility of bishop takes knight. And that's what allowed them to equalize immediately. So that's why knight g5 or queen here would have been better, so at least I still control this. Or just, what's knight g5, though I'm not sure what I'm threatening with this. Oh, I'm threatening to go queen h5 and then, you know. Yeah. So here, so yeah, so here and this, I can't, well, I mean, I could go queen h5, I guess. Then h6, and I gotta start taking on f7, and they take the bishop instead, and although once bishop takes, that makes more sense. It's still better for me. But in this case, queen c1 would be more accurate. Anyway, so yeah, so I allowed them to double my pawns, which I realized at this point I messed up because now my king's exposed and now I gotta play defense for the rest of the game. I should have considered this. I just totally forgot the bishop was in the corner, and so I allowed this thing to happen. So as bishop takes good, they wanted f4, but I don't know, I was kind of scared of that knight. Queen e4 was right. I knew I had to maneuver the queen around, but yeah, at this point I didn't quite understand what to do next. So I wanted c4, probably to do this. Yeah, now black is actually slightly better. I wanted rook a1 for some reason. Yeah, I'm just completely not getting what's going on here. I want a bishop there. I put it here. Oh, and now I'm losing. Oh, man. I'm losing if they take, yeah, they could have taken here, and I don't really have a threat. But I took that way, so that allowed this. And then black is actually still better here. Yeah. They didn't have to repeat. They could have moved the king away so that when I take it's not with check. But instead they just took a repetition. Okay. Yeah, so that's fine. Move on to next game. Now I gotta remember the Greek if thing. I haven't thought about that in a while, but it's so obvious now that I'm reminded about it. That I should be looking for that. All right. Knight f3. Let's just put a pawn in the center. d5. c4. Okay. So where are we gonna get like Benoni type structure or something? All right, I'm just gonna go d4. Okay. I could keep going further if I want, but that's probably not a good idea. I could even go c5 here to enforce it. Kind of want to go c5 so I can keep a pawn there. I don't know if it's a good idea though. This is already a pretty weird opening. Might even consider a move like b4. I don't know. That'd be any good though. He does play it. Though I could take here and then take there. Okay, I'll take here. At least I could take this with check, and fine, I'll take the pawn. It's probably not any good, but a pawn is a pawn. Although I could go knight c6. Okay. Let's just go ahead and go a5. Why not? Preemptively defending this pawn will maintain the space. They can't go knight c3 anymore. So that is kind of cramping their style a bit. Okay. Of course they go a3. This is ridiculous. Of course I could go something like e6, defend the pawn with the bishop. That's probably not too bad. So now if they take, I could take with the bishop. This opening looks ridiculous. I feel like I've done something very wrong here. But we'll see. I just need to get my pieces out in castle, and we'll see if my extra pawn means anything. Okay, now they attack it with their bishop. Makes sense. I could go knight c6. I'm just worried about stuff like this, but I mean, I get another pawn that way. Let's just go knight c6. d3 makes a lot of sense. Probably just want to go knight f6, bishop e7, castle. Or bishop d7, so I can preemptively defend that if needed. I think knight f6 makes a lot of sense. Let's get the knights out. Develop. Castles, of course. Okay. Although, funny move. Actually, I could take here. Actually, never mind. There's a knight there. But if it wasn't there, then I might have this tactic and get the rook in the corner. But it's there right now, so it doesn't really matter. Although, if I go something like e5, well, they just take, and that doesn't do anything. Never mind. I think we just go bishop e7. Just go bishop e7. They could take the pawn now, make me like wasted tempo, whatever. But although if the knight does move, which I don't see why it would, then we could take here, takes, check. Okay. Although actually, I could take this pawn now. I didn't even consider. Well, actually, never mind. The knight could take back, so I think we'll just castle. I could take the pawn. I mean, that would just be a trade, obviously. But I don't think I want to do that. Still up a pawn, but opponent has nice control of the center, so I don't know. Alright, I just want to get my pieces out, so maybe something like bishop d7, although, I mean, it's not really that much of a developing move. I'd rather go like b6 and bishop b7. Probably would be a bit better. Okay, so now he's blocking my bishop's path to the pawn. Makes a lot of sense. So now I should just consider taking. At this point, just... And now I have a passed pawn on the A file, so he does have to worry about that. He does have to worry about my passed pawn now. Knight's pulling this. I just go b6, bishop e7. b6 also threatening to win this pawn. Knight takes. Okay. So now I'm thinking b6. Let's go b6. If they take, then I guess I take, obviously. Could even consider taking a knight first, but that doesn't make any sense to me. I would think I would just take back. But right now I'm threatening to take the pawn here. Important this doesn't work because queen's defended in 2 different ways, 3 different ways even. Well, it'll be 2 at that point. Okay, I guess guess I'll just take. Alright, so I do have an outside passer. Whether or not that makes a big difference, I don't know yet. We'll see. He does add another attacker to the pawn. Though I still currently have enough defenders. So I think we should definitely go queen back to d8. We could go c7, but I'm worried about the rook coming on the c file. So I think queen d8 makes a lot of sense. It's still defended 3 ways. Let's see, it goes takes, takes, takes. Yeah, it's defended enough. Hey Clack, thanks, good luck. Might even put a knight over here threatening this pawn. That pawn's quite a weakness actually. Definitely want to put a knight on d5, threatening this weakness, which would be a fork. Could still go knight d5, hold on. Not sure what queen c2 does. I guess preventively trying to move the knight somewhere to attack this knight. It's currently not defended, but if I go here, I don't even know where the knight would move. That would make a lot of sense. I guess I'm not really threatening that because the knight's holding it right now, but probably should go something like bishop b7 or bishop d7. Just to connect everything. If I go bishop e7, you can go rook here, and I got to worry about defending the rook, the knight, or the bishop. I could go knight here, defended by the bishop, which also is a fork. I could take one of the bishops and get the bishop pair. If he takes and I take with my bishop, that's perfectly fine. The bishop will hold the pawn. If I take, it is attacking the queen, so he has to deal with that first. Okay, I think this is good. This forcefully gets me the bishop pair. Either I take this one, or if he trades, then I get that one. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, if he takes, I'll take with the bishop, defending the pawn. So now it's still defended quite nicely. Now it's anchored by the bishop, which is a really nice defender. And now I have the 2 bishops. So positionally, this is better for me. I'm up a pawn and I have the bishop pair. It's pretty good. Controlling also the E1 square, so you can't ever get a rook there if for some reason you ever felt the need to do that. I don't know why. I definitely should put my knight here. Constantly watching this weak pawn. So his knight kind of has to stay guarding it. I mean, he could also push too, I guess. But that weakens this pawn. Although I guess if I go knight here, then of course he can take on h7, so that probably wouldn't be very good to do right now. He pushes it immediately, which looks kind of weird because it blocks in the bishop. I don't really like that move very much, but okay, fine. All right. Now what should we do? We could certainly get our bishop on b7, threatening this pawn. Although then he could go e4. I don't like that very much, actually. Though maybe I take the knight. If I go here, here, I could take the knight. He could take my knight even. Probably should do something like h6. Yeah, let's go h6, preemptively making sure there's no way bishop can take there ever, if my knight has to move. Just a nice prophylaxis, also preventing any knight g5 stuff, if for some reason that becomes useful to him at some point. Bishop's anchoring the pawn very nicely, defended two different ways. I want to get this bishop somewhere. I feel like I want to get it on this diagonal for sure. But I think I definitely need to do this prophylaxis, because obviously he's got this going on. Okay, so he goes knight there. That undefends this pawn. I think I should take it. That's a nice central pawn. Let's go ahead and take that. Obviously I can't take the knight because this knight's guarded, but this knight's guarding it. Okay. You might consider like opening up my king with this, perhaps. This is an interesting idea. I could probably go queen back just to guard against that if needed. Okay. Although if he ever does do that, then I can take here obviously first with check if I want to. Of course I go here, threaten this pawn. Okay, I have time to think. I need to think about this. I think bishop b7 makes a lot of sense. Just add another attacker to this pawn. This knight's kind of stuck here because it has to defend this one. Is this knight threatening to go anywhere? I don't see one. Okay. Let's go bishop b7, attacking this pawn. I don't see any good... He might consider this, but that drops this rook and then I take back. Okay, so he preemptively gets it out of the way. But now I can take here with the knight or the bishop. Not sure which one's better. Maybe with the knight. If he takes, then he gets skewered. So knight makes some sense here. Because if I take, he takes, and I take, my knight's not, I don't think, threatening anything there. Let's go ahead and take with the, let's see, so here we go. So we take, takes, he gets skewered. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Although of course he could like rook here, counterattack my queen, and then it would just be a queen trade in the end, but I'm still would be up, what, 3 pawns now? It's not too bad, and I have this outside pass pawn over here. Looking good. Although, what if he's considering a move like this? Maybe. To distract one of the pieces and, well, no, because I could take with the rook and then my queen defends the bishop this way, so that doesn't quite work. Ah, he takes this, he does it this way. Okay. It's a good move. Of course I can go f5, defend the knight that way. It's not a bad idea. And then I could get my queen out somehow. Yeah, I think I have to go f5. It's a good move he found. Alright, let's go f5, make sure the knight's defended. Don't have to worry about stuff. If at any point this move does anything, we might do that. but obviously it's controlled twice right now, so it doesn't work at the moment. But keep in mind, if this rook ever relinquishes control of that, I could consider this check at some point. And maybe there'll be some like smothered mate stuff, potentially. Though I'm not completely sure if that works. Because it doesn't have to, you know. No, I mean the queen always covers that, so that wouldn't work in this case. But I guess both of the things would have to leave. But I mean, if the rook moves away, then I can go here, and I guess I'll just take the bishop, I suppose. Or a funnier move, I could take the bishop first and then fork and take the queen back. So yeah. So he does have to be a little careful here. Right there, hitting my rook makes a lot of sense. I could go here, threatening the bishop. Not sure what the knight's threatening, because that's not a fork of anything. I would just move my king. Well, maybe not there, maybe there, I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Rook d8 makes a lot of sense. Could even go rook f6, but I don't know if that does anything. Rook d8 makes sense, preemptively defending the queen if needed. Go here. If he goes here, I could always bail out with queen here. Although, yeah, I guess that would be fine. I think rook d8's fine. If he gives me a check, then I go king h7's defended quite nicely on this diagonal. I could even, you know what, actually, hold on. I could even, well actually this doesn't work because pawn takes, defending the rook, so that doesn't work in this case. But something to keep in mind if, I don't know, this pawn ever moves for any reason. Not that it would make sense right now. Okay, I think just rook d8 should be fine. His check doesn't fork anything. I just move my king out of the way, and there's no more checks as far as I can tell. Burgers with or without honey? I mean, I usually don't have honey mustard on him. Okay, gets his other knight there, which does defend the bishop. Makes sense. Though I could go here. Of course, I could always bail out with like queen here if needed. I probably should do that, but let me think about this. Could go bishop here, but then of course, no, he, well, I mean, I guess he just trades, but, well, that's not a fork, really. Goes here, goes here. Well, I could take that, obviously, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so I could go bishop here. Threatening to win a knight, which does look pretty good. Although if I go there, then he takes the bishop, so that doesn't work. Actually, I do have to worry about this bishop now that I think about it. So I go here, he might consider taking this first, but then I take with the bishop. Yeah, I think I might have to do that. If it goes here, if he takes, I take with the knight. Here, here, take with the bishop, but then when he takes, I have to take, and then, no, my bishop's not there anymore. Hey Sergio, how's it going? Okay, let's think. So here, you have takes, take with the bishop, everything's fine. Okay, I think we just gotta bail out with this. Pawn, I take with the knight. If he takes the queen, I take with the knight. So if I take with this bishop, I lose this bishop, so that would not be good. And then I'll try to keep my 3-pawn advantage and take that to the bank. Okay, doesn't want the queen trade. Makes some sense. I mean, I can continue insisting on a queen trade. I don't know if that does anything. Or I can get my bishop on here. Although here, if he declines, then, well, actually the rook's not hanging, never mind. Let's just get the... Go here, takes. Should be okay. Alright, let's just get the bishop defended by a pawn, so we don't have to worry about any weirdness with this rook over here. Still up 3 pawns. Maybe I should consider pushing this at some point, but I don't know if that would be good right now. He could certainly like do this and trade, I guess, but well, no, if he does that, then I just take, so never mind, that doesn't do anything. Gotta remember this bishop can take the knight if he does give a check there. There would be no bishop hanging here in the end. Okay. We still got 14 minutes, so we don't need to feel like we need to rush. You want to play? Sure. I suppose we could. I'm up 3 pawns, but my opponent's got some nice initiative going, so can't be too careless. I don't know if it would be a good idea to start pushing this at some point. I mean, it's got to be hard for him to stop it, because my bishop controls here, here, queen controls there, rook controls the whole thing, so that might just be the plan. It's just to start pushing this pass pawn all the way up the board. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. How's chess been? It's gone well. I've won 3 games and drew the last one. So 3.5 out of 4. It's pretty good. Of course, the first ones were against lower rated players because I just started. So I still have a provisional rating at the moment. You play versus Kasparov? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. But that's pretty cool if you did. Okay, yeah. So I think, yeah, I think we should just start pushing this pass pawn up the board, and I'm having a hard time seeing how he's going to stop it. So the red carpet's pretty much laid out for this pawn to go all the way and make a queen, and he'll have to sack most likely the rook for it. So that seems like a good plan to me. Everything's defended in my position. His check doesn't do anything. My bishop just takes. He could, I guess, attack my rook, I suppose, and I'll move it somewhere. Actually, no, I could, first of all, just take that, so that doesn't do anything either. Yeah. Pretty nice game, so I'll just messed up in a rook end game. Yeah, rook end games are certainly not easy. Okay, so queen's coming in. Okay. Definitely scary, for sure. Definitely a little scary. We could bring the knight back now, actually. Attacking the queen. Might be a good idea to play a little defensively here. I don't see this knight really doing much over here at the moment, so let's knight back, and then he's got to move his queen somewhere. Sacrifices don't do anything. Checks don't do anything. Yeah, I think we just bring the knight back. Knight back, maybe here at some point. All right, let's bring the knight back. Let's play a little defensively here. Attack the queen. Yeah, I think we just got to defend, and then eventually we'll push the pawn, but we got to be a little worried about what he's doing over there. All right, so now it goes queen back. We could start pushing if we want to. I don't see any threats he might have at the moment. We push, bishop's defended by the rook, or by the queen rather. Can't put a rook on that file, queen's guarding that. So just do as old Yasser Seirawan says, push baby push. Get this pawn up the board. I'm sure there's an easy conversion somewhere, like some way to trade off all the pieces and, you know, end up being the one. Okay, actually I didn't consider that move. All right, let's just push. I didn't even see my bishop be hanging there. I totally messed that up. That's okay, we push. We push on. Maybe that bishop doesn't matter. Maybe it does. I mean, we have 3 pawns per piece now, so I don't know. Now I'm getting a little concerned. Just a little concerned. But maybe we're okay. I totally forgot that rook was there. I honestly forgot about that. Because the knight was blocking the way, so they couldn't do it before. That makes a lot of sense. But let's just go with our plan. Let's just go with the plan. All right. Okay, does give a check. It's probably going to trade it off for the bishop, most likely. Okay, I guess that's fair. So I could take with the rook hitting the knight. If the knight moves, we win the bishop. Or we could take with the knight hitting this rook, but I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I think taking the rook makes sense. If he attacks my queen, I could take here. Okay, let's take with the rook hitting this. I mean, he could get, well, actually, he can't do that anyway. But he did kind of prevent, well, at least the bishop not covering that. My rook's still covering it, of course, but he is now probably thinking of getting a rook here to attack my queen. Although if he moves this rook away, I have here, which kind of forces a queen trade. You have to go like there. Otherwise, it's back rank mate. So he has to be careful about moving this rook, because I could force a queen trade at some point if I want to. Okay, but that allows me to take the knight. Question is, do I take with the queen or the rook? I mean, queen might make sense. And then takes. Could take with the rook. Might be simpler. Take with the rook. If the queen moves away, we might have, we can force a rook trade even. Okay, let's take with the rook. I'm not sure which one's more accurate, but I feel like rook might be better. We always have this idea to trade off a pair of rooks if we feel we need to. Alright, so now we're just cleanly up 3 pawns. He has no checks at the moment. Getting a little nervous here. Nice. I guess he put his bishop here to prevent me from pushing, but he forgot that his knight gets undefended. He think he missed that part. So now I have another pass pawn as well. It's pretty good, if that ever is needed. Okay, he does this. I could take the rook, actually. Maybe he takes my rook, I take this one. And he's getting checkmated. Alright, this is clearly winning. Okay, I just need to make sure I'm not missing anything here. If I takes, he takes here, and that's the trade. But if I take the rook, he doesn't have any checks to get his queen out of the way. If he takes back, I take here, and I'm up a rook. Here, if he takes, then obviously take the queen, and again I'm still up a rook. Oh, God. I guess here, I guess could take and take and take, and then I'm up a knight, I guess, technically. Which is obviously pretty good for me. Okay, so here, if he takes, that's leading to checkmate. And even if it wasn't, I'm still going to be up material. All right, we're doing it. I think this is winning. Very important, his queen doesn't like have any checks anywhere. Okay, I'm up a rook. Well, actually, I'm just up a knight, not up a rook, but you get the idea. And now we push, and how are you going to stop the pawn? Yes, okay. Okay. Not actually it was equal material, but the pawn pushes. So, I don't know. I was definitely. I'm like, I'm not up at night, but obviously the pawn just promotes, and there's nothing you can do. Oh man, that was interesting. All right, so we started with knight f3. I don't really play against this much, so I don't really know much theory against this, but I kind of just figured it out as I go. Anyway, so I just started with d5, put a pawn in the center. Okay, so d4 was correct. I know I don't want to trade for the c pawn. That would be like taking a queen's gambit without, but in a weird way. They go here. Okay, so c5 was correct. So far, my instincts are correct. I want to keep a pawn here. Makes sense they go there. So I kind of went the wrong way here by taking, but I do get a pawn, but they do get the full center. So obviously getting the full center is a nice compensation for white. So that's why the computer still considers it equal. a5, not good, even though I'm preemptively defending this, but I really should focus on, developing my pieces, obviously. That makes more sense. Should have just developed my pieces. If this gets attacked, I can always go e6 and defend it that way, but here's that. But whatever. This does allow me to trade it off, but I wanted to... Okay, so... Still not great, but... Okay. So yeah, next time, if this crazy position happens, I should just develop my knight, but whatever. So I defend it with the bishop, so if he takes, I'll take back the bishop, because obviously I can't take with a pawn, because my rook would be hanging. Goes bishop there, knight c6, now adding another defender to the pawn. Just continue development. I want to, castle as soon as possible, because he's about to castle. He castles, bishop e7. Of course, he could take now and, make it seem like a wasted tempo, whatever. Bishop there, I knew that was kind of a weird move, like, I don't know what that was supposed to do. I mean, I guess he wants to get his knight out. That's what I was thinking. Not sure what the other idea was, because obviously his knight's got no squares, so he's trying to put his knight over here. That Benko. Yeah, I guess it was kind of like yeah, in a way, yeah, like a Benko, like here. It's kind of similar to Benko, you're right. Alright, so I just castle, very natural move. They still didn't take the pawn. So now that I see that my pawn's being attacked enough, I decided to trade. Apparently that's not most accurate. Oh, okay, I could have defended it further with knight d5. Okay, what if e4? This is, oh yeah, fork, obviously. Duh, I saw that later. Yeah, I guess I didn't need to trade. I could have defended it further if I wanted to. But I released the tension, but now I have this outside pass pawn. So, I felt that was okay. b6 wasn't necessary. It wanted me to open things up with this right away. I don't know why. If they take... Okay, I have to see knight g4. Fine, I guess. I don't know if I was going to do that. But okay, cool. Opens up my bishop again, if that was ever necessary. Knight c4, yeah, queen d8 was correct. I didn't want to put on c7 because of potential rook c1 ideas. Also, it has to stay on this diagonal to defend the pawn. Queen c2, yeah, definitely trying to angle towards attacking this if I move the knight for some reason. He wanted me to go bishop here. Of course, I guess there's not really anything to worry about. There's not... I guess if he ever takes here, I trade and I win some stuff, probably. But okay. I go knight there, attacking the queen. My idea was that either I'm taking this bishop or he has to trade and I get that bishop. That was my idea. So I'm like, okay, cool, got the bishop pair. I'm up a pawn. Yeah, what's so wrong with that? Yeah, this definitely was a very weakening move. Weakens this pawn. And also, I was like, this is also stupid because it blocks in the whole battery. So like, this now is just very dumb. I go h6 prophylactic in case, you know, he was threatening to go here. I move my knight, and then he takes the pawn, so then it makes sense, but obviously now I can't, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, this was obviously a blunder because it blunders this pawn. And then, yeah, develop the bishop makes a lot of sense. Good, good. So far, so good. Threatening this pawn 3 times, so he has to defend it. He ignores it, but apparently taking was not particularly accurate. He wanted me to go rook d8 first. Okay, whatever, but I took the pawn. Found a nice idea here, pitting the knights, adding another attacker to it, but of course I have f5, so everything's fine. Everything's defended. I'm up 2 pawns, so not too bad. Goes knight there. Okay, I did consider this move. I just didn't know what the point was. I feel like my rook kind of just gets stuck there. I'd kind of rather prefer like it being more active. Yeah, now the computer sees like, okay, rook c8 makes sense lining up with the queen. Okay. We go rook d8, you know, just adding more pressure to this. So of course he goes here, defending it. Oh, wants me to go rook c8 right away. I didn't consider that move actually. I didn't consider that because this rook doesn't really need to be guarding this anymore. It could have got a free tempo with that. That makes sense. Instead, I go for a queen trade. He declines it. Okay, I did consider this. Yeah, I guess it, yeah. I guess, yeah, there's no reason why not to. I don't know, I hallucinated that he goes here, he takes this, but I forgot his queen's not defended anymore. I thought I would have to take back first, and then if he takes, and well, actually no, even that doesn't work, so my hallucination doesn't even make sense. I still could have gone for this. But just play a little more safely, put the bishop on a nice defended square, so it's no longer potentially hanging here. That was definitely a scary move, and we were correct to go knight f6, so that was right. And then I went wrong by pushing the pawn immediately, because I totally forgot about this, because that's been there the whole time, but the reason he couldn't do it is because my knight was in the way before. So my mind just turned off the vision to that possibility. So he wins the bishop fine, but cool. We push the pawn. This is still technically better, but obviously not as winning as it was. We could have just improved by going, you know, rook c8. Get the rook on an open file. Fine. Potential checkmate ideas in the future. But whatever. Fine, we messed up, but we're still okay. We technically have 3 pawns for the piece, so it's not terrible. Gives a check. Rightly go king h7. Any other square I don't think was any good. I couldn't go there. If I go there, I could get checked again. In fact, that looks pretty terrible. Going here just allows this check. So obviously king h7, make sure there's no checks. Takes the knight, but then I rightly take with the rook, attacking this, which he completely missed. And I was correct to take with the rook there. And it was here, which turned out to be a trade in the end. And then, of course, we push the pawn, and it's unstoppable promotion. Very nice. My rating is now extremely, I feel like my rating is too much now. I should lose this next game. I think my rating's too high. My provisional rating is gonna get me squished now. Because now I think it's over 2,000. I don't think I'm over 2,000. I don't think I am. But we'll give it a shot. I mean, we did just beat a 1900, so yeah, we'll see. Whew. But that was pretty good. All right, we're against another 2000. All right, here we go. E4. Okay, he plays the Alekhine. Then what was it? I know there's some theory here. Do I go C4 first? Shoot. I have a chessable course on this. I know at some point I need to take. I just don't know if it's right away. But sure, I guess I'll take and go C4. Not completely sure. I know there's something else I could do, but it's not a big deal, I guess. All right, let's go knight C3. Okay. All right. Of course, we go here. He might pin me. Might have to do this at some point. But all right, fine. Yeah. Attacking the pawn, not a big deal. Probably should preemptively go h3 to prevent bishop g4, although I don't like making moves like that. Although, I mean, the queen's always guarding it, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, let's just go bishop e2. Brings the knight out. It's playing really fast. Of course, my instinct is just to kick the knight. I mean, feel free to double my pawns if you want. I don't really care if you do. Although maybe his plan is to go here? But then okay, he goes there. Now he's attacking the pawn again. Probably should trade and castle. Yeah. Then I'll just castle. Might even consider putting a bishop on h6. Maybe it would have been more accurate to do that first, to prevent him from being able to castle right now. Not sure. Okay, let's go ahead and get our bishop in here. Okay. Probably something like queen d2. Makes a lot of sense. Reinforce the bishop. You'll get, oh, you'll get it for sure. You'll get there. Get bishop there. Could eventually get a knight here, but I don't know if that does anything. Probably should get our rooks developed. Go like rook e1. Makes some sense. Let's go rook e1. Hey Kupo, what's that emote? Mad? Why are you mad? What are you mad about? Does you ignore it? But your message? I didn't see one. Put some music on. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. It was surrounded by a lot of clacks. I'm sorry, I didn't. Yeah, I missed that actually. It's a lot of clack messages. I kept looking at that. But yeah, you're right. Okay. Okay, so we go take knight here. If he takes the knight, I can check and win the knight. All right, let's get this bishop off actually. Let's get that bishop out of here. How's the weather? The weather is pretty nice over here. Slaughtered by a lot of clacks, yeah. I definitely don't like that bishop. I'm going to trade it off. If he tries to throw this in, okay. I could go b3 to defend the pawn that way. So I'm thinking here, if he takes, I give a check. He could go here, but I take on passant, still check, and then I should win the knight. I go here, threatening this pawn. Or I could do like a nothing move, be like, oh, I'm not threatening anything. Some like rook d1, rook c1. Maybe rook c1 seems the most innocent. Okay, I'll go rook c1. So if he takes here, I check and I win the knight. Let's see if he goes for that. Oh, all right, here we go. Although I guess if he blocks the knight, then I have f4, so. This should be winning for me, I think. Take back. No, 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 sir. What do you mean? You took my pawn. I'm not giving you a take back. No, 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 no. That was not a mouse slip. That was not a mouse slip, sir. En passant. You don't get no take back here, buddy. Yeah. But now I have f4, obviously. Yeah, thinks he can get a take back. That's so funny. Very, very funny. Mr. 2000 rated. You didn't see... That was the whole plan. It was the whole idea. Yeah, I'm still in Hawaii. I'll still be here for like at least 2 more years. Winning the knight on the next move. Okay, we'll just take. Now we don't have to trade queens here. We could take the pawn. Makes a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and take the pawn. Why not? All right, up a piece for a pawn. All right, you still can't make it too easy though. Certainly can go knight here, maybe a check will do something. Trade rooks. Yeah, knight e4 makes a lot of sense. If he trade rooks, I'm cool with that. Though he could take a pawn. Not sure if I should care if he takes the pawn. Here, she takes the pawn. Then obviously have a check, and I'll have discovery of some kind somewhere. Okay, I have a lot of time. I can think about this. Okay, here he takes. I have a check. King goes on a dark square, and then I have some kind of nasty discovery somewhere here. King there. Okay, I think knight e4 makes a lot of sense. If he trade rooks, I don't even have to take back immediately. I could still go for this. But not sure if that's most accurate. He might even sack the queen there and then get this rook. What? Well, I see you. I just don't know what the link's for. Queen check. Okay, probably just king h1. It's king h1. I didn't even consider this check, but it's whatever. And now this is even stronger, because now I can win the queen if he's not careful. So I think putting his queen there is actually making matters worse for him, in my opinion. Though if he takes here, I guess. Okay, so I can win the queen, but then he probably... Well, hold on. Let me think about this. All right, so here, back, take the queen, I get checkmated, and I cry. I don't think I want that. So I think I just have to take the rook back. For music, oh, music. Okay, so now we still have this threat going on. Still have this threat, which could, win either the rook or the queen. I am trying to focus, though. Like, I really shouldn't have music playing if I'm trying to focus. Not really, but I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, that's just a blunder. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could at the very least win the rook, so that's just a clean blunder. I'm at least winning the rook, potentially winning the queen. If it goes on either of these squares, then I can win the queen. At the very least, I'm winning the exchange. That might be his best option, but I'll think about it if we get there. Open a new tab. I know I could open a new tab. I will still be able to hear the music because my headphones are connected to the computer sounds. Oh, sorry. A take? No, I'm not giving you a take back. Come on, Mr. 2000 rated. I'm not giving you no take back. All right. So funny move. We could even take this pawn King could go there. I don't know if that's any better for me. If we take here, if he goes back, I still have this. Take here, only move makes sense. It goes king here. We could even give this check. King here. Do we win anything there? Okay, do you think about this here, here? Check here. That doesn't quite win anything. This queen guards these squares. I really want to see if there's better. How many times he's cut his lawn? Oh, 0 times. Okay, so here, here, let's see. I could have queen here. Can run out this way. Don't know if I'm getting anything out of that. Probably not. Ah, man, here, here. Check here. It's amazing to me. I don't think I actually have anything there. I don't have any additional checks. Guess I just have to take the rook and go with that. Guess I don't have any. I feel like the computer might do this, but I don't see anything. Okay, I have 20 minutes here, here. If I go here, the king escapes. So that doesn't do anything. Okay, so here about this. How about this? Here, here. I could go rook here, threatening checkmate. Can he defend against that? Okay, hold on. Here, here, rook d1, threatening checkmate. Oh my god, that probably is it. That probably is it. Here, here, rook d1, threatening checkmate. What can he do to defend against queen here mate? I mean, I guess he just moves the bishop out of the way. No, actually, no, he can't. The bishop's pinned. Can't do that either. Here, here, d1. Bishop can't move. Queen doesn't have any checks besides sacking itself. Rook can move away, I guess. Okay, so here, here, rook d1, rook moves away somewhere, giving this retreat square. So I give it check. Goes there. Yeah, he probably is fine. There's probably a defense. So here, here, rook d1, rook, I don't know, here probably. I give it check, king goes up. And then maybe here, then king goes back. Yeah, I don't think it works. Here, here, d1. Yeah, I don't think it works. All right, we're just gonna take the knight. I'm sure there was something stronger, but I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked. Okay. All right. You can give this check. Could also give this. No, that doesn't work. Well, actually, I could because the bishop's pinned. Actually, anything goes here. I mean, it probably doesn't hurt to get the bishop here. Could go here, here, check. Flux. We could, okay, here we go. This is probably more cleanly winning. Here, here, we can come back and force a queen trade, and we're up a rook. Nothing to worry about. Actually, you know, we could just do queen trade this way. That forces it immediately. Okay, so we have a forced queen trade if we want. So here, let's say here even. That does prevent my idea of going there. But then I have here. Oh, it doesn't quite do anything. Okay, so I think the best move is probably here, force the queen trade, and we'll just be up a rook. Okay. We'll do it this way. We'll just force the queen trade, be up a rook, and then we'll just win the endgame. That's clearly winning. Yeah, okay. We'll just do that. All right. We just beat a 2,000 rated player. Dating my viewers. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, we did meet on Twitch in 2017. Thanks to a little known streamer named Darbian who raided my stream on accident. And that's when she saw me. GG, yep, thank you. All right, so I'm really curious about this move. I really wanted to see if this works, but I feel like it didn't in the end. Let's see what the computer says. Ah, it does. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. The computer does prefer this. Okay, so here. It's mate in 6. Okay, so I was right about rook d1. So I had this part. And then I was thinking here. Bishop b5. Okay, I did not see that move. Oh, yeah, bishop b5 preventing king there. Okay, I had a feeling this was best, but I didn't see. I saw up to here. I was like, okay, this looks pretty strong, but the rook can move and then the king gets the escape square. Okay, in this case, you go queen f6 right away. Bishop b5 check. Ooh. Oh, because I get the rook in the end. Here. Oh man, yeah, I would have had to see all this. I would have had to see rook e1. And the best move, they have to sack the queen. Takes. And then, oh, that's a pretty cool mate. Damn, I had a feeling, but I just couldn't logic it all out. I saw how far did I see? I saw one. I saw 2 moves, and then I saw he moves away, and I was like, well, I give up. Yeah, the game's over. I'm just analyzing it. I'm looking back and seeing that I had a stronger move. I had forced checkmate. So I was thinking rook here. Because yeah, now queen f6 doesn't work, even though it's still still winning. But then I have bishop e5 taking away the square. Best move is queen c6. Wow. Yeah, I had better, but no, I didn't get. No, I won. No, I won. My opponent resigned. After this move, my opponent gave up. I'm just going back and looking at the game using the computer analysis. You see the score at the top here is telling me what the computer like thinks of the position. It's saying +7, which is like almost up a queen really. So it's like it says very very winning. So I didn't find like the best move. Yeah, I didn't play like the most accurately. Okay, I thought about this. Okay, so I wanted this first and then rook c1. Because if I did this, that's a blunder, obviously. So it wanted to check first and then rook c1. Okay. I see. So I was a little inaccurate there. Yeah, that was the point of this, is to get practice. Taking my time, so that's why I'm playing these 30-minute games. So it gives me a lot of time to actually think about every move. Okay, so I could have played more accurately here. This is still winning, but doing the knight check first and then taking the rook, because now I maintain this threat of moving the knight, winning the queen or the rook. Okay, that would have been a little more accurate. All right, thanks, honey. Thanks, good luck. Okay. All right, but let's go over the opening. Okay, so he plays the Alekhine's defense, which I never see. I never see this. Okay, once knight f3, whatever. I did this way, which is still fine. Goes knight there, knight c3 makes sense, g6, of course. Okay, they wanted bishop e2, but I mean, this is still fine as well. It's not a big deal. Okay, so my instinct to go h3 was correct, to defend g4. I just didn't want to do that, but he didn't even bother doing it anyway. Yeah, knight there didn't make sense because I kicked the knight. And then, yep, trading was correct. Okay, so what's bishop e3? Or bishop h6? I mean, bishop h6 makes a lot of sense to me, preventing him from castling. But I went there and, still a bishop h6 is still good for me. He went there. So it wants me to take the bishop immediately. But, I mean, either way is fine. Okay, now I decide to take, and this is good for me. Okay, it wants b3, just a nice solid thing. But I wanted to set a trap here, so I went rook c1, baiting him to take this pawn. And now he blunders. En passant. And then I got f4, and I'm winning the knight. So, yeah, huge blunder on his part. Of course, taking the pawn was correct. So, and then, yeah, I'm just clearly winning at this point. 94, I think, is good. He did this first, which I knew was a mistake, because now his queen is on a square to where after this I can potentially win the queen. And then, yeah, this is just cleanly winning. And then, yeah, force the queens off. After this, and this, which is also check. I'm just up a clean rook, and then boop, boop. Collect all the pawns, make another queen, easy game. That was the idea. Okay, well, that's pretty good. I kind of feel a little exhausted after all that. I'm like so much brain power. I don't know if I should even play another one, or if I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna lose the next one. But that was pretty good. I think I kind of just want to chill the rest of the day. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. My username on Lichess, if anyone wants to play me, is Royalty69. So if you want to... It's also the same username on chess.com. which I usually play on. You can challenge me there as well. All right. Anyway, thanks for playing or watching, everyone. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks, Raccoon Dog. Thanks again for the sub as well. Really appreciate it. All right, see you later, guys.